Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
It's Clobberin time! Clobber! It's Clobberin! Clobberonimo!
Yes, greetings. Greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberettes, clobberoosies, clobberoids, clobber, every other kind of clobbers out there. And the secret to everyone else is to bang the rocks together, guys. Welcome to Clobberin Times, issue number 605 on YouTube, 1,305 overall. And wild card Wednesday night with Clobby. And unlike some wild card Wednesday nights, I actually came up with, well, that's why it's wild card Wednesday night. I decided on something of a topic. We'll do other things, of course, but in addition to me hanging out with you wonderful friends, but we'll do other things as well. But I think I have something I do want to talk about. It's kind of indicated in the poll I have posted, which we'll take a look at in a bit. First, again, good to see you all here. I'll do a couple of quick show notes. And then we will do some shout outs, shall we? Let's see. Tomorrow night, I will be on tomorrow night from 4 to 6 Central, which is 5 to 7 Eastern. I'll be on the WDW Pro show. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that channel. I've been with him before. He's a great fellow, and I'm honored to be asked on there as always. Immediately following that, I'll be on, of course, with Tom and the gang on Midnight's Edge After Dark, with that august body, that great bunch of groups and fellers. And then, of course, after that, well, we all know what it is. It's going to be, what is it going to be? Oh, it'll be, the clubhouse. What am I saying? Clobby's Clubhouse with, of course, my wonderful first officer, Commander R.M. Briggs, and the great chief engineer, Mark D with a C. We'll have our Tales of Tomorrow review and a shadow, in the UFO review, and we'll review a Star Trek comic and talk about many, many other things. Then Friday night, hanging with the comic shop boys, the great and 32 flavors of Nick Weiser's channel, my good friend. I'll be hanging out with him and those good fellows over there. and talking. So I think we, with of course the great D. Bud Martin hanging with us. We're reviewing 4 more issues of Ditko's classic run on the Amazing Spider-Man. So looking forward to that. And then of course, Saturday Night Star Trek. Same Trek time, same Clubby channel, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 Eastern, of course. Reviewing the very last episode, the series finale of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We have done it all now, every single episode after we review these two. It's a one-parter, but a two-parter in some ways. But either way, and we'll do a little bit of a series recap. We won't. In fact, it'll be of a shorter show because it's only the one episode to review, and there's not a whole lot to talk about. We'll basically just do sort of a series finale, but. Okay, and then there's that. And then, of course, if he's having it, if he's back in town, and I think he will be, the great Mark D with a C's channel, of course, Sunday Night Geekery, 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Monday night, I don't have a picture for it yet because I'm not sure what I'm going to. Monday night, the great J-Man and I will take a trip to Earth B. And I don't have the comic picked out yet, but we will know by the next day. I think I have it narrowed down, so apologize for that. But then Monday night Mark C Comics Talk, I will have a special after we do that 6 p.m. show of our Earth B visitation. My regular scheduled hour, 9 p.m. Central, I will talk about the 60th anniversary of 2 legendary number 1s that came out, Avengers number 1 and X-Men number 1, 60 years ago this week. Or this month, just say this month in general because of distribution and time. But anyway, yes, 2 of the biggies right there. Monsters. And I'll be definitely. Oh yeah, don't worry, J-Man. I'll have one lined up. I've almost got it vetted, buddy. I'm just putting on the polishers now to figure out. It's tough to choose them sometimes. But anyway, Avengers and X-Men number 1 same week. Incidentally, they came up with a facsimile of My Greatest Adventure number 86 this week, which those who don't know, that's the first appearance of the Doom Patrol, who predate the X-Men at least by a couple of weeks. Strange, since they're so similar, right? Weird. So let's go on with some shout outs. I will shout out our great wrenches. And then we'll shout out my good friends, those of you who are here with us in the chat. Bear in mind, I can't see the chat, but if they're one of our wrenches, whether they're here or not, they get shouted out. That's, of course, starting with the great Eric K., the bronze wrencher. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you for all you do. And speaking of all you do, Chris Persia, the vindicated wrench from the north. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here always, and thanks for everything you do, man. Appreciate you. The great aforementioned D. Bud Martin, the wrench of iron. Good to see you, buddy. Lord Thoth, god of wrenches, and his lovely better half, the Lady Thoth, the goddess of wrenches. Avon lives and long live the Legion. My old buddy J-Man, partner in crime on Earth B, fellow Legionnaire reviewer extraordinaire, and Wrench Without Fear. J Buddy, looking forward to hanging with you again as always. Had a great time hanging with you last Monday night, and so it's good to see you there, brother. Hungry Boy, master of the Clobberin comics artist supreme. Super Wrench Kal-El. Hey there, buddy. Thank you always for being here. The great Maddie's daddy. We did a Finch Mjolnir in Thorin, Vegas. That old rascally wrench himself, Fanti outside And I'm glad he's making a comeback and feeling much better. Maximum Redstone, our very own music meister. So let me see who is with us in the chat. Let me back my chat up so I can say hello to our friends who are with us here tonight, and I thank you all for being here with us. Anyone out there lurking, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. If you're watching this on a download or a rewatch, thank you as well. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see here. A Bush Pan Down is here. Hey, what's up, Bush? Good to see you. Dave J. Sound, my friend. Brian Hepburn, old pal, what's up? Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Joseph Dredd, here comes the judge. Larry, what's up, buddy? Wagner. Yo, bro. It's good to see you, Gwag. Picasso. Great to see you, Picasso. Hope you're doing well. I know you said you have to just listen on audio. That's cool. Love back at you. Great to see you. Captain Infinity and beyond. What is up, Captain? The Titan of temporality. Or, I know it's not a word. The temporal Titan. The Titan of time. The master of time. I'll think of something better for you, I promise. Sorry, Captain. I've let you down, buddy. I'm sorry. Pat S. Brother, what's up, bud? Good to see you. Dad Man and the Dad Man clan. Shout out to Dad Man. Good to see you, buddy. Lemon Pie, hey there. Good to see you. See anybody else? Anybody else up in you? Anybody else up in you? I'm sure there's somebody else. Ravenscroft 82. Hello, hello, hello. It's me vamping. I think I got everybody so far. Yeah, looks like I got everybody so far. So, all right. I put up a poll. This is something we talk about. All of us talk about a lot. I mean, let's say all of us. I mean, everybody on YouTube that is of a mindset that they hate what's been done in pop culture over the past couple of decades, in particular, the past decade, really, but a little bit more than that, in my opinion. But those of us who have many started channels just to talk about that, and many have become really huge channels talking about that, and rightly so. I mean, they're talking about something people want to hear about, and they're trying to defend many of these channels, some of which I'm good friends with, some of them at least I know of, are fighting to preserve the things that we love, because we're geeks and we love the things that bring us joy. Those are things involved of the imagination. We love these fictional characters because they simulate our imaginations. Geeks just love the adventures and the exploits of these characters, and we don't like to see them destroyed by idiots that don't care for them at all, have no regard for them at all, and in some cases are quite contemptuous of them, as you all know. And I have no respect for anyone. Look, I have respect for if you're not into the same things as me and you don't really care about that stuff and the characters. What I have no respect for is jackasses who claim they're creative, who get a hold of these characters, be it comic book artists and writers or filmmakers, and they get put in charge by these idiot corporations that own these characters or these properties, always acquired by crook. In other words, the comic book industry and all these other characters that were later transposed into movie properties, all of that is done in blood, the blood of creators that have been screwed over. Everything you see, every time you enjoy a good Marvel movie or a good anything, just about, that is a fictional character property based on something created a long time ago. And I understand you can't live your life to where you worry about everything that happened previously, but it's just good for people to at least know when you enjoy these properties, you are enjoying something steeped in blood. And that means the blood of creators who actually created these things that were not, in 90 some odd % of the time, I repeat, not rewarded for their creations, or did not benefit from their creations. JT Kirk, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. And you said you didn't get notifications. I'm sorry, that keeps happening. I wish there was some way we could do something about it, but I don't think there is, to be honest. Not that I know of, anyway. So, yeah, these characters, and there's so many that have been destroyed. These characters they get no respect. Even some of the ones that do make a lot of money for these sick, soulless corporate vampires. So anyway, let's see where my poll is. The poll, come on, was we have 30 votes now. The poll was, which movie was the worst character destroyer? Choices were Man of Steel, The Force Awakens, The Lost Jedi, Indy 5, Audience Nothing. I know it's all Clobby speak, but you understand where I'm coming from. So right now, with a whopping 70% of the vote, The Lost Jedi, the destruction of Luke Skywalker, turning him into Jake Skywalker, is by far in the lead. By far. At 70%. Way back in second place with only 13% is Man of Steel, the destruction of course, Superman. In third place by a bit is Old Indiana Bones and the dial up of dysentery or whatever. And then in fourth place is The Force Awakens, the destruction of Han Solo. One could argue the destruction of Chewbacca and Leia as well, but so Ravenscroft says, I can't even think of any modern creators that I would want to handle these franchises. That's how bad things are. That's a very good point. I remember when there was a time, and it doesn't seem that long ago, and yet it seems like ages ago now, where in passing conversation with other geeks, you might say, man, I wonder how cool it would be if they made a fill in the blank movie. And we go, yeah, it'd be cool to see a good movie about fill in the blank. Whether it's some comic book property that you love, some novel, or science fiction book, or science fantasy book, or game even. And now it's like, oh my God, please, for the love of God, don't let them make a movie of fill in the blank. And every time someone will say, oh man, I really hope they make a movie of, in these days you go, do you really hope they make one now? And a lot of people go, well, you know what I mean. Yeah, no, not now, but no. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Fan 4-6 way down there. No question about it, Larry. So, the character assassination of Indiana Bones 5 is quite frankly disturbing. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. For me. And as far as movies go, like my buddy J-Man makes a good point. He says that, he picked that even though it's a toughie because the Man of Steel, super wussy, he's not Superman, does Superman type fighting at least. True, but fights don't make the man. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. See, I'm not allowed to vote because it's my poll. Hey, Penny. Penny, good to see you. Okay, so it's my poll, right? So I'm not allowed to vote in it. In fact, before I say it, I'm going to let you all right, everyone guess how I would have voted. I'll let you all see if you know me well enough to know how I would vote on this poll. I'm taking guesses from you all now. Who wants to guess? How well do you know Clubbing Gang? You can do it. You can do it. Wagner all above. All right, I'm going to star your guesses. And then I'm going to see who wins, who got it right. All of the above is not an answer, Wagner. That's cheating, buddy. All right. You know what are the guesses? It should be obvious. Okay. Hey, Bobby's favorite movie is Man of Squeal. Says, hey Eric, thank you for the super chat, buddy. You didn't have to pay a super chat to tell a falsehood. I just said it anyway. DJ Ronnie G. Yeah, J-Man, obviously, and everyone got it right. Well, let's see. Joe Dredd got it right. Bush Pandown got it right. JT got it right. And, of course, the only one that didn't get it right was Eric. All right. So, yeah, J-Man. I go with Man of Steel. However, I do concede your point. See, I'm not about the fighting. I don't care that he fought and then flew around like Superman. That's fair enough. It's true. But that doesn't make it super. In Man of Steel, why I went with it, here's why I'm going to play devil's advocate against myself for you. I think you have a point about Indy because when it comes to the character of Indiana Jones, he is not only first and foremost, pretty much exclusively a movie character. That's the only place he really exists. Yes, there's some comic books. Yes, there's some books. I guess I don't know if there's a video game. Maybe there's. Those are not consequential to his existence. They're nice. I mean, J-Man reviewed a couple of the comic books. But his primary realm of existence, the only place where rubber meets the road, where it really matters for Indy's adventures, is movies. I know there was a TV show. If you want to split hairs and say, what about TV? Fine, you can go with the Young Indy show. But that's it. So if you don't get the movie right, even the show is second string. So I'm gonna say that would mean J-Man would have a strong point there, because since he's a movie character, where Superman, his home, Superman's native land is comic books. It's where he started. That's where he's existed the most. True, he's been on movie serials and TV shows, and he's been animated on cartoons and live action movies and all that stuff. Yes, he's been in a lot of TV. Nevertheless, he was created for comic books. Nothing else. That other stuff came later. And that's where he belongs. That doesn't mean you can't do movies. That's not what I'm saying. But he is a comic book character. Indiana Jones is a movie character. Nevertheless, Man of Steel, since they are and do make Superman movies, Man of Steel is not one. But again, Indy 5's not an Indiana Jones movie. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So, Man of Steel and Bitch vs. Shite and Bull vs. Shite and other Snyder filth, that's not Superman. But what it is a character assassination of Superman. It's absolutely filthy in its approach and what it does to the character's values and how it attacks Superman and his values and ridicules him. So, yeah, I consider it worse. So that's why I kind of see where J-Man's coming from, picking for voting for Indy 5. But I'm going to go with I'm going to stick with my, just by a razor's edge, why I'm thrilled to see them stopped. But they're not stopped. Just kidding with that. What in the hell just happened? But J-Man says, plus Superman has been beaten up prior to Man of Steel. There's so many versions, some bad, some good. Also, most people know Man of Steel sucks. People are making excuses for Indy 5. Bob, yeah, I'm going to talk about that a little bit too. So anyway, yeah. They've yeah, the little grandmother. Stuff's pretty bad. No question about it. So I just picked Man of Steel because it attacks and assaults his morals, his values on the screen. But look, anyone who chose any one of these, I mean, they're up there for a reason. They are character degradation of the lowest order. So what are you going to do? All of them are horrible, though. All of them. What they did in Force Awakens, the Last Dead guy. And we're never getting them back. They're never going to fix it. It's not reparable. Clobby. No, well, yeah. Wagner? No, I'm saying I don't think there's a movie called Man of Steel, but there's definitely Man of Stool. That movie is sick, perverted filth to me. It's like Spielberg was talking to me. What's his face? Snyder knew I was after him, and he made that movie. Anyway, so yeah, these movies. This is nothing new. Destroying characters, hungry. What's it? We can't even. Heck, Clobby, we can. Let's see. We can even get the clobber shocks. That's what? We don't have the real scrolls, though. What? What? Okay, let's see some. JT Kirk says, hopefully Indy 5 gets Disney to wake up and clean their house in the C-suite. Double it, though. KK knows where this blouse is hot. House bodies have been foul. Cardinal Sin. Hey, World Man of Cardboard. Good to see you. Cardinal Sin, what's up, dude? All right, man. How you doing, Phil? I'm just kidding, Gil. Gil, I'm having one of those days, real long day. So I said Phil instead of Gil. Done that to you before. Sorry, dude. What's up, Gil? So, Indy 5. And we talked about this. You know, I know you mentioned this, Jay. Look. You should know, everyone, my policy by now. And not that they need my permission, mind you, but anybody can like what they want to like. And aside from good-natured ribbing when we disagree, all opinions are welcome here, of course. Yeah, you're right. I need some chocolate, don't I, hungry boy? I think I'll eat a piece of chocolate. I'll just go, low energy. But you know what? That Indy 5 almost makes me go into a coma. If it wasn't so offensively bad, it would be offensively boring. But this movie is not, I repeat, not. And by the way, I didn't advertise I was going to talk about this movie, and maybe you're supposed to do that. I don't care. I mean, everyone's doing it. So I can talk about it. What's the big deal? It's kind of a last minute thing. It's difficult to put into words how I felt walking out. I mean, I've needed this week to process it, really. Kyle says, I know what you mean. Years ago, they announced a Knight Rider movie, and I was excited for what that might be like. Then I'm hoping they never go through with it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now you don't want them to do any of these things because they're just so incompetent. And just terrible. They're also terrible. I'm sure Knight Rider will be a chick. In fact, didn't they already do that? Didn't they make Knight Rider a chick already? Yeah. They probably will. All right. So I've heard, as I was about to say, I've heard that some people have liked this movie. Fine. Some of my friends have liked it. But there's one word I'm going to be pedantic about. If you say you liked it, you thought it was okay, that's fine. I mean, I might seriously inquire why you like it. But that's fine if you do. But I heard that someone, and they were probably just speaking in general terms like we always do, saying that they enjoyed Indy 5. I don't usually get hung up on words like that. But in this case, it intrigued me. I'm like, find me one bit of joy in that movie. And if you have to bring up the opening 20 minutes with what I thought was relatively blah. I mean, it looked okay. The action sequence, which I thought was fairly mundane. Okay, if that's, if you enjoyed that, let's go ahead and put it behind us and go, all right. Fair enough. You would, excuse me, you enjoyed that. After that, give me one bit of joy that's in that movie. Because I've never, look, it rivals Man of Steel for being joyless. Jimmy says, how can you enjoy it? It's effing garbage. Not one cool thing happened, not even one. That's true. So, tell me one thing in this movie. Forget about the first 20 minutes. Let's talk about the old Indiana Jones stuff. Tell me one thing that brought you joy in this movie. I'm talking about you all out there. Maybe, I don't know if any of you liked it. And if you did, look, don't feel ashamed. If you liked it and you got something, tell me. I really am genuinely curious. Again, no judgment. I mean, you know how much I can't stand the movie, but that's fine. I honestly would like to know, because the reason why I say it is this. I just went back and watched all four of the movies with Indiana Jones in the title. Only one movie doesn't have Indiana Jones in the title, so they put it in there. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Screw you, idiots. I think it was Paramount that first did that, even before Disney had it. And it's stupid. It's called Raiders of the Lost Ark, idiots. But I'm one of those, look, my love for the Indiana Jones movies are in order. Raiders. I love Temple of Doom. I don't care. I know a lot of people don't like it. Fine, I love it. And I even love Last Crusade. It has some things here and there that over the years kind of grated on me a little bit, but I still love it. I mean, again, it's still, I love it, but I can understand a lot of people don't like Temple. I don't know why. So, thank you, Eric. He says, how dare you all, Hollywood told me that Phoebe Waller Britches is a superstar who can boost any movie. Yeah, she's blood. Now, that's the one thing. Even people who like the movie, you can't find anyone who likes her. I think the whole universe has agreed on her. That's terrible for her. All right. Crystal Numbskull. When I watch Crystal Numbskull, there's some things I don't like in it. And some people really hate the movie. That's fine. I believe it really deserves a lot of the criticisms it gets. But it's still really, Kirk. Oh boy, they're nuts. I've been afraid to watch their reviews, crazy as they can be sometimes. And I like Red Letter Media, but man, I like RLM. I really do. Obviously, who doesn't? But man, sometimes. Anyway, so Kingdom of the Crystal Numbskull. All kind of things wrong with it. You can pick out some stuff. A lot of people have the things that they don't like about the movie. But Indy's still, for an older character, he's a badass. Snuggy Jr., hey there. He still does Indiana Jones times. It still feels like an Indiana Jones adventure. You have the musical keys. You have the action. You have him acting like Indiana Jones throughout the course of the film. An older one, yes, he's got his faults and problems. That's all fine and good. It's not makes you want to slice your own face off like this movie does. He's never pathetic in Kingdom of Crystal Skull, in my opinion. He's Indy. He's older. He's 50s my age. In Kingdom of the Crystal Numbskull, he's the age I am right now. Which is weird. But anyway, and beside the point, by the way. But so I'm saying, but he's in really good shape for an old man like that. And again, he's got help on the mission and stuff. It has a lot of story problems. There's no question about it. But all that said, I mean, it's still, I mean, you could tell that they're trying to make an entertaining film. They're not trying to make you chew your own face off. They're not trying to make you depressed. They're trying to make, because here's the thing. Hey, Simply Steve, good to see you there, buddy. I can take a bad Superman movie. Look, a lot of people don't know that I hate Superman 2. And I have a lot of problems with Superman 3 and 4. I hate them on a certain level, but I still love them because they're still Superman movies. And you can hate, or at least find very flawed a movie. There's one of the dozens of Spider-Man movies, or the Superman movies, or the Batman movies. You don't have to like every one of them. But hey, Indie Key Comics, hey there. But there's still Superman movies. I got a lot of problems with Superman 2. I got a lot of problems with Superman 3 and 4. Christopher Reeve is great. You can still watch him and laugh and feel good about him. You don't walk away feeling bad. Maybe disappointed. They could have been better for sure. But I still have a place in my heart for them. And they're still Superman movies. You can come away and think Batman and Robin is a total piece of crap because it wasn't the kind of movie they should do. But I still don't walk away depressed. I'm just kind of like, man, what the hell did they do that for? It's more of a head scratcher. And it is a stupid movie. Yeah, I mean, World Without Cardboard, yeah, Supergirl's another one. It's not good. I mean, the casting of Helen Slater is really good. It's not a good movie, but that's okay. It's still a movie. In other words, these qualify as Superman movies or most of them are Batman movies. They're just not good ones. You can have a good movie or a bad movie and it still qualify as a film about that character. The Dark Knight Retires, for example, I don't really like the Nolan stuff that much. I've always called Christopher Nolan's movies Batman for Dummies. I mean, Batman Begins is okay in some spots. I'm not really super fond of it, if you pardon that weird pun. Dark Knight, I think The Dark Knight's one of the most overrated films of all time. I like it okay, but I have problems with it. Thank you, D-Bud. He says, Blunt Fury reviews, remember, for 5 months, Clobberin level. Indy 5 was horrendous. The third act was insane. Agreed. The whole thing was horrible. So, the Dark Knight to me is a little bit overrated, but Dark Knight Retires, as I call it, not Dark Knight Rises, I call it Dark Knight Retires, is a joke, and it's not a Batman movie. Batman's almost nowhere to be found in that movie. He doesn't, because Batman quit and then comes back 8 years later, and then for like 5 minutes in the movie, he runs around Batman. That movie is not a Batman movie. It's a joke. Man of Steel is not a Superman movie. They don't even use his name in the title. They only say it twice in the whole movie. It betrays all of Superman's values. This guy he's a great casting. If they would have played Superman right, they don't do it. Man of Steel is not a Superman movie. Superman Returns has a lot of flaws. It's a piece of crap. It doesn't have anything good about it. They even do some dumb stuff to the character, but he's still running around doing Superman type stuff. It's just not any good. You're not going to hear me defend it. And that's okay, Ravenscroft. Most people like Nolan. That's fine. I'm just one of the few that don't really like it. I thought it was okay. I mean, I think Dark Knight's a good movie. I just think it's a little bit overrated for me. A lot of people love it. Hey, look, I'm in the minority on that one. What I'm saying is, my point is, what are they, 20 Spider-Man movies now? Just kidding. There's, let's see, 8. Is there 8 Spider-Man movies? Okay, 8 Spider-Man movies. Whether you like, whichever ones you like or not, the Tobey and Garfield ones are Spider-Man movies. Tom Holland, who I think is really good in the Avengers things and stuff that he's in, and Captain America, Winter Soldier. I mean, Civil War. Are his Spider-Man movies really Spider-Man movies? I guess they are. It's not really the Spider-Man I care about, but okay, they qualify. Old Indiana Bones and the dial-up of dysentery is not an Indiana Jones movie. Not an Indiana Jones film. It just isn't. And Indiana Jones is not really in this movie other than the flashback at the beginning, and that's uninspired boredom as far as I'm concerned. I didn't even think that scene was any good. So that's my thing here. That's what I'm saying. I can take a bad movie. Like if you make a bad Superman movie or a bad Batman movie, I can live with it. I'm like, yeah, just like a bad comic. Like they have bad issues of their comics. They're going to have bad movies, and we're not always going to agree on which is which. But an Indiana Jones film has a certain meaning to it. And there's certain things that happen in Indiana Jones movies that required it. There's an MST3K once, those who don't know Mystery Science Theater 3000, where they were parodying, they were spoofing a film called Agent from Harm. And it was a really bad late 60s, early 70s James Bond ripoff. It was made on a TV budget. It was really lame. It was boring. It was super boring. And the guy's running around, talking like he's an agent or stuff, but he never does anything. And the whole time, the Misty guys, Mike and the bots are going, ba-da. Oh, wait a minute. Now they were waiting for, and they at some point go, man, there would have been, Bond would have had like 5 boat chases by now. And so it was really bored. Every now and then he'd walk up to a door and go, I'm going to open the hell out of this door. Ba-da. Oh. And every time, they would think, oh, and he would do nothing. You know how in Indiana Jones movies, when Indiana Jones does something cool, you hear, ba, 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 ba. That's what I was doing the whole time. I was like, every time he's sitting there and you go, all right, Indy's going to do something. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, maybe not. No. Hey, Claude Selling. Hello there. Every time Indiana Jones, I felt like I was watching MSC3K. I could hear them in the background, and instead of doing the Bond theme going, all right, here's Indiana Jones. He's going to, oh, maybe not. And that's what it was. He was walking around not being Indiana Jones. He was walking around being our grandpappy. And I'm so old, I haven't had a grandfather in a very long time. Rest their souls, but I didn't want to see them running around fighting bad guys either. Nobody does. Nobody. You're an ageist. They suck on. Like, yeah, I'm old. I am an ageist. I know that, it was maxed out for Crystal Skull. That was about as old as you can be, because he looked pretty spry in that movie. Let's face it. And yet still he got his ass kicked a couple of times. In this movie, they set things up to look. For example, they set things up to think. For example, the beginning of the film, or early on in the film, when we see the Alabama redneck bad guys running around with the CIA and the main baddie. You see the big muscle bound redneck go, oh well, he's going to fight that. My first thing you think, because this is supposed to be an Indiana Jones movie, oh man, he's going to fight that guy. And then I was thinking, wait, that guy will kick his ass. Well, needless to say, he doesn't fight him. And even though it was old Indy, you're still expecting Indy to have a fight with somebody. Does he fight anybody in this movie? He punched like one of those dudes, I think. Is there an Indy fight in this movie? And if your answer is no, of course not, he would have got his ass handed to him, then that means maybe you don't need to make this movie. Jackasses. James Mangold, idiot. All he did was make Logan. This movie was Logan. And I hate Logan. Maybe I know it's a very well-liked film. I can't stand it. All right, well, World Made of Cardboard. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna read some of the things some of you are saying, including what you said earlier. You said the recent stuff has forgotten what makes a hero. The IPs we got in the 80s, like Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon, Batman, said that changed the story but kept the foundation of hero stuff today. And so that was something you said earlier. I wanted to get that in there. But World Made of Cardboard, thanks for being here. Let me see I have started a couple of other ones. Our buddy Cardinal Sin said, we could use the Dial of Destiny to go back in time and prevent George Lucas from selling Lucasfilm to Disney with the poison pill of cray, cray, KK. Well, I hope so. Oh, you said, can we do that? Yeah. I don't think so. It only fixes on a certain point, continental drift and all that. And then Gil said, what did Man of Steel have to say about the casting of Helen Slater as Superman? I think Helen Slater was lovely. She's not the problem about that movie. That's a good point, Cardinal Sin, how the Batman Begins kind of gave Batman the Shadow's origin. That's true. Ken Allard, it's not far off. You're not wrong. You can count on the fact that Riff Tracks will be doing a riff on Indiana 5 soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to watch that one. Ravenscroft says, I hope they never do any more Marvel characters. They have destroyed so many of my favorites, and I have no trust in anyone to get them right. Quicksilver, Warlock, She-Hulk, Thor, Hulk, long list. Oh, look, I did it not too long ago. I talked about all the characters ruined by Marvel. Oh, not just by Marvel. There are plenty of them that have been ruined. J-Man said, I don't mind Skull. Has some neat stuff. They tried at least. Spielberg still has style in his filmmaking. Yeah, I mean, look, he didn't even want to make Skull. They did. It had its faults, but Jesus, it was, way better than this crap. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Bah, 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 bah. Oh, wait, never mind. Helen Slater's Supergirl was 10 times better than Super Woke Girl from CW. I agree, Chris Persia. I agree, sir. Yes. Oh, yeah. And hotter, too. I mean, the other girls. I mean, the girl on the show was nice, but Helen was, man, oh, man. Usually villains ran after children and die by accident. In this film, the kid handcuffed the guy and murdered him. Ah, that's true. The movie's horrible. I mean, look, man, oh, man. I can't, I wouldn't, even if, like, I needed to analyze the movie, meaning Indy 5 audience, nothing. I don't think I could sit through it again. It's too painful. It was like this is like watching an autopsy on your best friend or dear friend. All right, let me take a look at what our poll's looking like. Let me refresh here. Oh dear. The poll, whoa. 45 votes so far. Okay, the question was, for those who don't know, which movie was the worst character destroyer? The choices were Man of Steel, The Farce of Break-Ins, Lost Jedi, Indy 5 audience, nothing. So, still with a whopping 67%, The Lost Jedi is in first place, and that's certainly understandable. In second place at 13% is Indy 5 audience, nothing. And just nipping out Man of Steel in third place with 11%, and then pulling up the rear, so to speak, because it certainly gave it to us up the rear. The Farce of Break-Ins with 9%. That's 46 votes. Oh, it's shifted. Now it's at 60. Lost Jedi's lost 2 points. It's now at 65. With Indy at Indy 5 audience, nothing at 15. And the Man is still at 11, and Farce of Break-Ins still at 9. So, who knows? But Lost Jedi is tough to beat when it comes to that because, look what it did. But like you see, J-Man, I'd forgotten all about that. I blocked that movie out. I think I pretty much, there was one scene where I just zoned out and I was, whoa, what happened? Ugh. It was the underwater scene when they went down there to the craft is full of eels. The eels. That was so unexciting. Every so-called scene in this movie, again, let's just say after that 20-minute thing, which I didn't, by the way, that 20-minute, everything done in that scene was blah. We'd seen it 100 times. And he looked okay in some shots. It was all dark, of course. But so freaking what, man? Whole thing was a so what. But someone made a point about running characters. I'm going to get on that in a second. Because Suckered Invasion, I need to go watch something good. Well, I've been watching so much horrible crap for review. I need a palate cleanse. I agree, J-Man. For me, it sucked. Everyone's saying they liked it because everyone wants to latch onto something to like, which I guess is cool. But like you said, it's just paint by numbers action. It was nothing you hadn't seen and done better in a lot of movies. It sucked. I agree. But I don't know, man. This joke. And it's sad. Look, there are people who are saying they love it, no, and again, other than maybe kidding around with them, they can say whatever they want. They can love whatever they want. Fortunately, there can't be much of it because usually word of mouth is good for a movie that it'll do well, but no, this bombing big time. This movie is tanking it. By the way, how does the arc have power, but the spear doesn't? Because these writers are morons. That's how, J-Man. Exactly right. That's another thing. The Spear of Destiny that's something that Schicklgruber was looking for a long time. Oh, man. Bushman announces DS9, Secret Invasion, Flash, Indy. I need to watch. Well, I'll tell you what I've been doing to save myself to at least watch something. I've been back binging Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Well, of course, yesterday for the 4th of July, I watched a couple of my favorite 4th of July movies, which, of course, Captain America: The First Avenger and Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So there was that, at least. Good point, J-Man. Grail works, Arc works, Spear, nope. Shankara stones. Even the crystal numbskull thingy. But the Spear, I guess They would probably say, "Well, it's a fake." Even the stupid dial worked. So Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I'm binging that right now in between stuff that I have to watch that sucks. But look, I'm forcing myself to do some of that stuff. Oh, J-Man watched. Watched the 1960 Time Machine classic. Rod Taylor, George Powell's Time Machine is one of my favorites. Love that movie, J-Man. Great stuff. And even my boy Captain Infinity will allow that kind of time travel just because it's fanciful, right? I hope Captain Infinity's okay with that one. But it's just ugly. Ugly that this has been done to Indiana Jones, and yes, I need a respite from it. And then it's ugly that I watched Suckered Invasion because I'm an idiot. I mean, there's no other reason. And now, 3 episodes in, well, Glagnar, you are a smart gentleman. Glagnar says, I've completely forgot about the newest episode of Suckered Invasion. I think I will continue forgetting about it. It sucks. It's just, I don't even know if I'll keep doing it. I hate every Disney Plus show there is. I think I ranked them, and this was not over yet. Just as I've got the Marvel movies ranked, I ranked the TV shows. And of course, they had not finished with Suckered Invasion yet. I mean, the Marvel TV shows in order of good have got number 1 is Daredevil. That was on Netflix, so it's not Disney. The Guardians of the Galaxy special was Disney, but I liked it. It was pretty good. The Werewolf by Night one was pretty good, I thought. Defenders was only good because Daredevil's on it. Hey. The Punisher wasn't very good, but I mean, it's better than something. Luke Cage wasn't all that good. And then at number 6, man, I can't believe I have WandaVision this high. WandaVision at number 6, only because the first couple of episodes were okay, then it turned into dog shit, so I hated it after that. Iron Fist was dog shit. Jessica Jones was dog shit. Hawkeye was dog shit. Loki was dog shit. The Humans was mega dog shit. Fucking Moon Knight was dog garbagey, filthy trash. Falcon and Winter Soldier was a horrible piece of crap because he had those good characters. And I put 2 incomplete shows on there for 14 and 15. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which had never even finished, and What If, which had never even finished, is so bad. And at 16th place, I put She-Hulk. I hate it the worst of all of them. I mean, I friggin' hate that show. It's horrible. So I'm going, wow, maybe, just maybe Disney. I know it's none of my business. You don't want to listen to me, but maybe you need to stop with the TV shows. Thank you, Wagner. I'm glad. That's a nice thing to say. I'm glad you said my health is important to somebody. My health has never been important to me, but I appreciate that. Clobberin Times says, Kal-El, what the Lost Jedi did by turning Luke Skywalker into Jake happened to Obi-Wan in the Obi-Woke Can Blow Me series. I like that name. He's this. Obi-Woke Can Blow Me series. Great name for it. I love it. I'd steal that from you, but I'd get caught. That's a great name for it. Yes. Obi-Wan Kenobi Can Blow Me or whatever. That show was a piece of garbage. It's not belong on the Marvel list, of course, but that is a piece of garbaggio. God, I hated that freaking show. Any thoughts on what the worst character assassination on a comic character has been? I'd say probably the late Thor, Hulk, She-Hulk, Warlock, Quicksilver. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll put it to you like this. Let me see if I can find that. A few months ago, ruin MCU characters. Remember, in 2008, and this kind of dovetails we're talking about what's going on with Indy, because we're talking about most of the topic kind of tonight is characters that have been ruined. And what I mean ruined for in another genre. I mean, they're not ruined in your mind, in your old comics and your old whatever, you still love them. But as far as absolutely destroyed in terms of going forward, like for example, are absolutely irrevocably damaged. I'll go through them right now again because it's been a while. This is just the MCU/MCU, okay? And probably sort of in order. Maybe, yeah, I'm going to do this in order. The one who, for me, has ruined the most is Captain America. Because Chris Evans did such a good job playing the character, no matter what a douche he is in real life. He was so great. He was my favorite one of all the ones in the Marvel Universe. Or in the, in the MCU. And then what do they do to him? At the end of Endgame, he becomes a selfish jackass who goes back in time, endangers the timeline to go be with Peggy Carter, who was already with somebody else. So he screwed with time. And he quit. And just watch the world go by. You just watch the world go by. They just don't get it. Look, I like the Russo brothers. I don't know if they were forced to do that by that idiot Kevin Feige. And he did. Yeah, I think they did. They figured if they killed him, they would piss too many people off because they already killed Tony Stark. So that was his way of getting him out of the way for Sam Wilson to be called Captain America. He's not Captain America, never will be. He's going to be called Captain America in this next stupid movie coming out. So it's disgusting. He's ruined beyond, and they're never going to bring him back, right? I don't think so. That's one. Thor. Jesus, Mother of God, what did you do with Thor? How dare you? Thor. Good casting. He's such a good character. Hemsworth plays him so well, at least for modern times. He's great in his first movie. Even if the movie's not like great, he's great. He's great in the Avengers movies. Dark World's a crappy movie, but he's still cool in it. Ragnarok, Ragnarok takes him and destroys him. This is the destruction. And he kept getting reprieves and destroyed again. He was really put through the ringer. Ragnarok makes a joke of him. I know people like that movie, and I did it first, but I hate Ragnarok. It just pisses me off. So much unfunny bullshit. Good night, Penny. You take care. Thank you for being here. Ragnarok has so much unfunny shit in it. And it's all a big joke. Taki woke titty sucks. Cutting his hair, making him a biatch. He's not funny. What they did to Mjolnir. What they did to Odin. Shit on them. Then, in Infinity War, he kind of comes back and he's cool. He's cool as shit, man. He's a bad mother in Infinity War. Again, he's over that hump. So you're like, okay, we got Thor back. John Rupa Shaggy. Reggie, what's up? So we got Thor back. Great. Then what do? Endgame. Fat Thor. Because he suffered a setback like they all did, he fell apart and turned into what we see him. Somebody needs. I don't know who thought that was funny. Did James Gunn think that was funny? I know he was part of it. The Russos? Was it Feige? I don't know who we blame for that. But you know what? We better never know who to blame for that. Because somebody it's just like the old Juxtapose was up there. It's like that old lady said in Die Hard 2 on the plane. Somebody ought to get their asses kicked for this. Somebody, well, that's that goes for so much of anything ever done lately. Anyway, so Thor, pretty much really ruined, then turned into a kind of got back on his feet, and then ruined again with Endgame, and then Thor: Love and Blunder made him even worse. I mean, humiliated him when I thought he couldn't be more. I thought you couldn't be more humiliating than the whole Fat Thor thing. And what they did to him in Love and Blunder, he was just even more of a punk ass bitch. It sucks. It's true. He is damaged beyond belief now. I don't. And he, by the way, Chris Evans Chris Hemsworth knows it, and has admitted it. He realizes that they've ruined him. Okay, next, the Hulk. Jesus, mother of God, did you ruin the Hulk? I'm not the biggest Mark Ruffalo fan, but he was serviceable in the as Bruce Banner, the lead to the Hulk in Avengers. He was really good, actually, in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Really good. What do? Put him out of the picture, and we don't see him again until Ragnarok. And at least in Ragnarok, he's not ruined like Thor is. You get, okay, it's kind of cool. Then what happens? I love Infinity War, but we get Infinity War, and he has a big fight with Thanos. Pretty cool. But then he can't turn into Hulk for the rest of the movie. And as much as I love that movie, and I understand what they were doing, at least it was interesting. God, I hate Endgame in so many ways. It was still interesting when they did it, so I thought, okay, it'll be okay by Endgame. Endgame comes along, and, we get to see him a little bit at the beginning, and then, but he can't turn into Hulk. It's just Bruce Banner. And then later, down the road, 5 years later, we get Professor Hulk, and he sucks. He's annoying. He's stupid. He's annoying. He's even worse on She-Hulk, if you could even imagine. So, yes, the Hulk is ruined. Ruined in these movies. Loki, ruined, destroyed. That TV show was an embarrassment. Hawkeye, ruined. Such a badass. Even in Endgame, he was a badass with the Ronin stuff. In this TV show, he actually hung from the Christmas tree in Times Square and couldn't get down. Hawkeye. Degradation. Daredevil, fantastic on his own series. First 2 seasons, brilliant. Third season, issues with it here and there, but it was still great. And then on She-Hulk, they absolutely, I can't say the words what they do to him in his ass with but they do it to him in his ass with gigantic lightning rods and embarrass and humiliate the character to the point it makes me want to puke. What they did to the Matt Murdock Daredevil character. Nick Fury. Before they ruined him on Secret Invasion, they ruined him in Captain Marvel. Hey, look who's here.
Hello. I'm back. I escaped New Jersey. Escaped from New Jersey.
Well, really? From Yo-Yo Dine?
No, I was down in Atlantic City area, so yeah, no.
You went to Yo-Yo Dine Propulsion System? You said it's back from New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey is great. We had a fun time. So yeah, no.
If you didn't get that reference, you may have to be fired.
I might have to be fired.
No, you shouldn't know that one. It's pretty obscure. Buckaroo Banzai reference.
Buckaroo Banzai. Yep.
All right, let me finish my raving here.
Yeah, go. Here. Keep going.
Nick Fury, holy mother of God, ruined in Captain Marvel. They piled upon him some more. Remember, we didn't see Nick Fury until all right, it was let's see, Avengers: Age of Ultron, right? And then he was gone. Then you see him for a split second at the end of Infinity War, because Captain Marvel was a flashback that doesn't count. And then you see him again in that stupid Spider-Man movie where it's not even turns out to be a Skrull, not even him. And now you see him. He popped up at the very end of Endgame, but it's in the funeral. Now all of a sudden, on Secret Invasion, he's lifeless. He's dull. He's miserable. He's getting treated like shit. He's atrocious. I mean, he's right. He's really boring.
Why are they saying Fury disappeared? Like, I didn't understand that. I mean, what didn't they know he was up in that Saber station?
Yeah, they said that. They know it. I don't know who said he disappeared, because they know he was up there.
Yeah, so it didn't make sense.
Roads
Like
do it.
you disappeared. It's like the Skrulls were saying.
Right.
And I watched episode 2 and 3 this week, but I got to rewatch episode
Whew,
3
it's tough
because I
to
couldn't
watch.
tell what happened. And I guess
It's
no one cares about spoilers, right? I guess so.
I don't know. Spoiler alert! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler alert! Go.
So Fury is married to a Skrull. Is that correct? And he knows that he's married.
At least
to a
he
Skrull?
was married to her. Yes, yes.
And he know is it Elijah?
Oh, you know she's a Skrull. Yeah.
And she knows she's a
I don't
Skrull,
think
right?
it's Elijah. Was it?
I,
Hey, Warrior
no,
of
I'm just
Justice.
joking with Elijah. Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat. He says. Okay.
I don't know if you want to read that. You might not
No.
want to read that.
I
That's
thank you for that
though.
super chat. I appreciate it. There's certain ones we won't read because they have
The
algorithmic problems here that we don't want, But I thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. It's very nice of you. You're too kind. But we're a small channel. We got to watch what things we say. I mean,
Yeah, I just got nuked, but yeah.
yeah, we get in trouble with certain things.
Yep. So
Yeah.
Oh, see, I need to renegotiate my contract with Clobberin, says Stephen M.
Yes. Do you? Yes. Who made you watch Sucker Invasion? So, who else? All right, let's see. Let me keep the list going here. But I appreciate you, Warrior. You're too kind. Let's see here. Doctor Strange ruined beyond all belief. Doctor Strange was so cool in his first movie. Doctor Strange was cool in Infinity War. He was cool what literally got to be an Endgame. Then he gets I would even before he got his own next movie in Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange. See, I got a lot of problems with that movie. Everyone loves it. That movie's built on the premise of the dumbest, idiotic Doctor Strange shit ever, where he just lets Peter Parker do whatever the hell he wants.
And he screws up the spell.
He screws up the spell because he's an idiot. He's portrayed like a moron in that movie when he says, "Can you make everybody forget me?" Yeah, sure, kid. What? So the whole movie, I don't care how entertaining everyone thinks it is. It's why would he do that? And he's not even the Sorcerer Supreme in his own for some reason.
Yeah, after the blip, he should have been Sorcerer Supreme again. That didn't make any sense.
Didn't make any sense. And then you got his own movie. I guess he's not really ruined so much in his own movie. But it's too late. They already ruined him in Spider-Man. So here, who's next? Wong, ruined in She-Hulk. He was kind of cool. What little you saw of him in different pieces and stuff like that. Ruined in She-Hulk. Scarlet Witch, destroyed and ruined in WandaVision as an evil, murdering bitch. Vision, ruined in WandaVision. Black Panther, ruined in the first Black Panther movie when he's just kind of running around dopey, not doing anything, and his sister's the smart one and all that stuff, getting away with everything, and she's the boss, she's in control. He's just like an athletic guy, and ugh. And I love Chadwick Boseman. He just didn't get to do anything in his own movie. Namor, no more. We know what happened to him. Completely ruined. And then, he at least some of these other characters had some good stuff. Like Black Panther was great in Civil War.
It's not Namor. Yeah.
All these other characters were good and stuff. That's when they got ruined. Namor never even got a chance to be any good. Falcon, ruined by that stupid TV show, Falcon Winter Soldier. Bucky, ruined by the same show. Zemo, ruined by the same show. The Abomination, ruined in She-Hulk. The Eternals, ruined in their own stupid, shitty movie. Iron Fist, ruined in his own stupid TV show. Shang-Chi, he was no master of Kung Fu, ruined in his own piece of shit movie. Star-Lord, kind of not the comic book one. He was a lot of fun, and then he went too far in Infinity War. But it's minor. Gamora, kind of ruined in Endgame when they turned her into too much of a bitch face. Although she was kind of redeemed in Guardians 3, I thought. So I may reconsider that. She-Hulk, ruined. I never liked her as a comic character anyway, but she's even more insufferable. She's ruined in this in her TV show. Sharon Carter, ruined in Falcon and Winter Soldier when she became evil. Unless she's going to turn out to be a Skrull. I don't know. But it was sort of weird. Kingpin, ruined in Hawkeye. The Mandarin, ruined in Iron Man 3 and Shang-Chi. Kang ruined in Loki and Quantum Crapia. Finally, Iron Man. The only reason Iron Man got ruined is because they killed him. And they should have let him. They just shouldn't kill him. That ruins him, because now we got to have Riri Williams, so he's ruined. What do you call Thor who drops from being shocked? Not Thor. Yes, that's a good one. Thank you, Eric K. for the super chat. Thank you all for those super chats. Thank you, Warrior. Thank you, Eric K. So that was just a little rundown of, hey, your Muslim uncle, what's up, buddy? Let me take a look at the poll.
Yeah.
See where we're at up in Hill. Let's see, 50 votes. Okay, the question was, of course, which movie was the worst character destroyer? Man of Steel, The Farce of Break-Ins, The Lost Jedi, Indy 5, Audience Nothing. Whopping in the first place is Jake Skywalker's holding on to his first place lead with a big margin, although it's decreased considerably. 56% for Jake Skywalker. In second place, not Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Audience of Zero, the box office of nothing, I should say. 18%. In third place, Man of Steel. And in last place, The Farce of Break-Ins. What a race, folks. That's 51 votes. It changed again. Oh, man. See, Lost Jedi keeps losing points. And Indy 5 Audience Nothing keeps gaining points. MMM's here, right? Masters Maniac Mexico.
Hell.
Hey, Masters Maniac Mexico. What's up, buddy?
Great to see you.
MMM. He says, in the end, The Eternals is the only movie that fulfills its promises. The merch will be eternally on the shelves catching gas, touching dust. Yeah, those figures are a customizer's dream, because he'll be able to go buy they're the size of Marvel Legends, right? And you can go buy them for like $2 a piece probably soon, if not already.
You know what they do with old action figures? They actually send them to die. They grind them up.
But before they do that,
yeah, you could buy them. Yeah.
But you're right, though. But they do mark them down, too.
Yeah, they mark them way down. I'm still seeing a lot of Eternal stuff. But I'll let you get to the super chat.
They save lives. They save lives, though. Hey, Scott Knudsen, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. He says, I'm trying to think of classic comics that destroyed a character as thoroughly as these modern movies. Closest I can come up with is making Hank Pym a lunatic wife beater. Agreed. That was too much. Jim Shooter was partly responsible for that. Although he, I think he's claimed that he really kind of wish he hadn't done it. But as far as Scott, I have a big problem because I could think a lot of characters in comic books that this was done to before movies started doing it.
Then they retcon a lot of things.
Both Superman and Batman have been ruined in a lot of ways in comics. In some ways, retcons or revisionism. I hate revisionists, so I hate Byrne's Superman reboot. But a lot of people like that. I don't like him being super yuppie. I hated that. Yeah, so it's been done a lot in comics as well, but
Star Fox too. Didn't he have something very controversial that happened with Star
yeah.
Fox?
Well,
I don't want to mention.
He put out like pheromones or something, and
yeah.
Oh yeah, Chris says Clobby, they ruined Iron Man for a different reason. They made it that he didn't want to undo the 5-year blip so that he could spend time. Yeah, thank you. I knew I wasn't thinking straight. That's exactly right. They made him a selfish jackass. I mean, because
his daughter was born during the blip, so she wouldn't have existed.
Yes, so if he wipes out the blip, or if he, but she ended up existing.
Yeah, but they said if they went back in time to before the blip, then she never would have existed. I think that's their twisted logic. So the blip was, anyone born during the blip theoretically might not have been born, I guess.
But she was born though, because remember after the thing was over, she was alive.
Yeah, because they didn't go back and didn't erase the blip. They didn't get rid of the blip. Instead of resetting the universe to the
Right. If
second
they'd
that
gone
Thanos,
back, it would have. Yeah, exactly.
she would have never existed. But
However,
of course, a writer, any writer could have, they could have written their way out of that one pretty easily, or come up with something, or said that because he had the controls, the
he controlled reality.
stones, he could have done. Yeah, so they could have made a way that could have happened. And I'm still in mourning for all the people that are flying during the blip that came back 5 years later without not being in having no parachute and no seat to sit in.
Yeah, what about all the people he let die for his one daughter? All over the universe, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pure. The worst act of selfishness in the history of the universe, probably.
I mean, it's a pretty tough choice to make, obviously, but it's you expect your heroes to do better, or then you hope, yeah, we're eventually going to have that kid down the line. Yep.
Actually, wasn't she pregnant at the beginning of Endgame, Joseph? Or was she pregnant at the beginning of Infinity War?
I thought it was Infinity War, but I can 100% be wrong. But
no, she said she wasn't. Okay. But I don't remember being pregnant at the beginning of Endgame either. Oh, wait a minute. At the beginning of Endgame, remember, it was before the 5 year. It was before the 5 year. I mean, it was before the blip. Remember, the beginning part, it still takes place while they're, but right after, it was a few months after what happened in Infinity War. Then later, the blip happens in the beginning. Remember that?
Yeah. I'm trying to,
remember they go after, they find,
yeah, because when does the actual time travel only occurs in Endgame, right?
No. The blip happens.
But they do have. Yeah, but the blip just means the
blip happens at the end of Infinity War.
Yeah, but that just means half the universe is gone. There's no time travel there. But 5 years, then they roll 5 years forward.
Right, I got it backwards. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, if she's been pregnant at the beginning of Endgame, it doesn't mean much. Well, no, it does, because Tony was gone. Oh, wait a minute. That means she was pregnant before the blip. If they showed her at the beginning of Endgame before they jumped to 5 years later, and she was pregnant then that means she was pregnant before the snap. They should have shown all the people flying in the water and the sudden bodies dropping from the skies, and every body of water floating, says Eric K. for the Yes. They should have. Damn them.
Yeah, plus they do actually show what happens with the blip when everyone comes back. They remember that scene where the marching band is at the high school or some kind of school, and they show up in the gymnasium and they're banging into other people. So it's not like they explained it where like everyone was.
What scene?
There's a scene in one of the movies in is it Endgame when they bring everyone back? Which movie was it? Where maybe it was one of the Spider-Man, one of the Spider-Mans, where they're showing the results of the blip. There's a lot of movies to track.
Or, Far From Home.
Yeah, and then they show the marching band coming into the gymnasium, and then they're banging into each other, the kids in the gym. So it's not like they explain like, oh, we put people, somewhere safe, or what if the building isn't there anymore due to construction or something, It's yeah. So that's Joseph does one of the Spider-Man. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. It was Far From Home.
Okay. Yep.
Far From Good.
I didn't like that movie that much either. Yep.
Yeah. Mysterio was kind of cool in it, but
yeah, there were some good bits in it, and then they cut out the best scene was only on the Blu-ray. That's fight in the restaurant. Was the fight in the restaurant. That was
I never saw that.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, because it was a special feature, but they cut the scene. It was this really great Spider-Man fight sequence in a restaurant. and it's on YouTube too. You can watch it. When they
Who's he
decided to
fighting?
pull it out of, he's just fighting some bad guys in a restaurant, but it's just classic, Spider-Man using his webs and jumping around, and it was a very cool scene. Yeah.
Why cut that out?
That's what we couldn't understand when you watch the scene. You're like, what? Maybe pacing? I don't know, but it was a very cool scene. Yeah.
I agree, Joe. I hated that movie, but I thought Mysterio looked okay. But you're right; he's not my Mysterio either.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see one.
Then again, it's not really my Spider-Man. I mean, I like the kid playing him. I don't like that he has to be tied to Tony Stark like that. I didn't like Homecoming that much, except for Michael Keaton was really good as Vulture.
That was a great scene in the back of the car. Yeah,
Ravenscroft, have a good one. Take care. Oh, thank you so much for those kind words. I appreciate it. Sorry, what?
I was going to say that scene in the back of the limo with, Batman and Spider-Man. And when he's telling him, how he knows his identity.
Oh,
driving into the prompt. Yeah, so that was some great acting in that scene. That was I think that was the best scene in the movie. There's no superpowered heroics going on, but that was pure Keaton acting there, pulling that off as a Vulture. So I did like certain parts of it. I like the actors are great, but yeah, the story is just totally lacking, unfortunately.
Yep. Where'd I put that one on my list? Let's see. It's going to be pretty low. I got it at 21 with 1.5 stars. But my scale's 0 to 5 though. So, man, so there are 32 movies right now. 32. And when you think about it,
and you can't wait to see the Marvels.
You can't? Really? That's
can't.
Oh wow, the first movie I won't be going to see. I won't be watching it all. It's funny. I'm not going to be able to rank all the Marvel movies because I'm not watching that one.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when it comes on Disney, I'll try to sit through it. I don't know, but man, I'm not going to look. I'm going to go see Blue Beetle because Paulie's going to go see it, and he's going to be excited about it, and we've been talking about it for years. I'll go watch Blue Beetle. I'm not too thrilled about it, but who knows? Yeah. Maybe I like that kid. Who knows? But with one T, Marvel. No, I can't. You can go. I'm. You have my permission and blessing to go. In fact, I think you should go. You're not going either, are you?
I'm not. I don't think I'm going to go.
You didn't go see Wakanda, dude. So you owe it to me to go see Marvel.
I know. I owe it to you. I got it. I owe you one. Yeah, and I couldn't even finish watching it. I started. Maybe someday I'll watch it, but trying to get through Secret Invasion right now. So.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to watch another episode of that. I can't stand that dumb, loud, boring villain. I don't like. Well, let's see. Third episode. The only thing that might be a slight improvement over the first two is he was so lifeless in the first one. At least he looks like he's awake now a little bit more. And he and Bill Mendelsohn, they're okay together. Talos, I kind of like that actor. Okay.
Yep.
But the Skrulls look like shit. I don't know. And
at least they're finally saying the Skrulls are warriors. In one line, they said, one of the characters at that round table says it was dissenting. She says we're not going along with the new general Skrull. Said one reason we're almost extinct is maybe we're a little too eager to go to war. So kind of rewriting Captain Marvel. But and then of course when they said Super Skrull, I was wondering if you threw anything at the TV or screamed or yelled.
Oh God. The jackasses. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Super Scroll.
Super
Eat my
Scrolls. Yeah.
donkey. They were gonna. What did they say? He has the power. How are they gonna explain if he has flame power, rock power, and invisible power and stretchy power?
What sounded like to me, they're gonna make every scroll a super scroll. Every scroll would have
What are
powers.
their powers going to be?
I guess throwing arm boy powers, maybe, or
I don't know. I already
maybe
paid for Clobby
mattered
to
a
see
lot.
Yeah, he paid for Clobby to see the Marvels. Maybe I will get him to watch the Marvels 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Eric K made a super chat donation. Yeah, so you have to go now.
No, he paid you. Remember?
No, it says he paid Clobby.
I think he was paying you. So
I
got to send you money, I guess.
You gotta write.
I'm gonna write you a $5 check.
Yeah, I'll let you know my
Boogaloo's
Venmo.
still $5 up there, right?
Now they're $21.65.
You can't even get like a piece of popcorn for that now.
Popcorn is $10.
Shit,
$10.
$10. It's more than that here. The big one.
The big one's $10. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's about right.
Yeah,
but the drink's
and
fucking
the small is $9.
$6.
It's like, why bother getting this small?
Yeah, I guess the drink is about the large one isn't much bigger than the meat. It's a little bit bigger, and the drink's like about I can't remember, it was like $6-7. But I just get the medium one now, because I got refills. I'll just
You do get free refills, yeah, but you don't want to leave
depending
the
on what theater you go to. Because I like those.
Yeah.
I love those machines they got at this one I go to, because
you can mix up the flavors.
You can
right?
get whatever flavor. And we just got every kind of damn flavor known to man. Sometimes they're not great, but
you can mix the flavors. Which
I'm not going back to that one this time though. But next time, because my buddy wants to go to the one with the recliners. I thought he didn't want to go to those, but he does. And anyway, this one has that closed captioning stuff. I'm like, well, why? AMC with their stupid closed captioning shite. Kamala Khan. Let's see. Eric says every scroll will turn into Captain Marvel and take over the universe. They can have it. Scrolls. Yep. Oh God.
Yeah, because there was one super scroll in the FF. And when did he appear in the? How old was that?
In the teens or something.
Teens, right? Yeah, but he could only use. Wasn't the catch? He could only use one power at a time. Originally,
at first, anyway.
Yeah, and so he could, and it was arm changed to be like the thing. So it was a really cool idea. But there's only one super scroll. It was. And now they're going to make every scroll super. So
that means
there's a million, and there's a million on the planet now too. Which
a million of them on the planet. That's right.
Yeah, they snuck across the
millions
atmosphere.
Of scrolls.
No one noticed.
For me. Millions of scrolls, but scrolls.
And they give him superpower, and they give him super strength too.
Yeah, they got for some reason.
Yeah, because the scrolls never had powers before, other than the shape shifting, right?
I don't think so. Yeah. Well,
and that scroll is caught in the chair, right in the scene in the obligatory walk-in fridge where they always torture people. Why can't he shapeshift into something else and break free from those chains? And they all know he's a scroll anyway. You remember that scene in episode? Was that episode?
I remember it.
With Olivia Colman. And the other scrolls could break chains, but Talos is breaking chains. Why could this guy not break chains?
Got me. And now what's her name? Amelia Clark got in there. She got her 3 episodes in. She's gone now. It's like Colby Smulders got her 1 episode. Said, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this thing. Just saying they had to kill her. Both of them. I don't really care about Amelia Clark, but I kind of like Colby Smulders.
Yeah,
and invisibility might be a derivative from Vision's phasing. It says Chris Purchase says invisibility might be a derivative of Vision's phasing, which is tech-based. Flame powers, they might show the original Human Torch. The only question would be who would have rock abilities. I don't know. I don't know, dude. All I do know is the show sucks, donkeys. Thank you, Eric. Form a bucket of water. Oh, to escape. So what is this, the Wonder Twins now? Form of a bucket of water. Shape of a bucket. That's the shape of a bucket of water. Form of a lion.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll make a Wonder Twins movie one day.
They
Wonder
almost
Twin
were,
powers
right?
Activate.
Or was it a TV series?
It's been
They
weren't
canceled
they on
it.
one of the stupid CW things?
I don't think so. Or maybe they had one appearance. Wouldn't have been on Smallville, would it?
Oh, maybe that was it. I don't know.
Oh no, they were in Smallville.
Were they? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember.
Something.
Yeah, they were on Smallville. Yep, and they were on Teen Titan Go. I'm just checking. Just checking here. Yep.
What about Teen Titans?
They were on Teen Titans Go too.
Oh, okay.
On the animated series. Yep. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm checking down here. They had a show that was ready to go. We're starting to work on. Yeah, they were in Smallville. I'm looking at see a picture of them in Smallville.
Yeah. They look ridiculous.
Okay. Well, I'll show it here. Let me minimize here. Close this.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was in the movie. that kept happening to me during Indy 5 Audience Nothing. I would hear this music building up. He was about to do something cool, and
so excited.
He didn't do it. It's just like a James Bond movie. Go, oh, wait a minute. Didn't happen. Yes, he never had any bump moments.
Well, he did get knocked out.
Oh, that was cool. You're right. Hey, boom, knocked out. That's right, by a woman.
Yeah, but he'd been shot at least, and he was mostly dead at that point. Yeah.
All right. Oh,
people in the theater laughed at the one. Yeah, they laughed. I was like, "What was funny about that?" Well, because I think I'm the only person that's seen the movie twice. So I went early to review it, and then I promised my wife, we go see it because she loves Harrison Ford, and so we made a double date out of it with another couple, my buddy, who I usually go to all the movies with. So I posted before, like on Twitter, like I got some flack from people, like what, Gary Ambrose is like, what the F, Mark?
He did. Yeah. Hey, look, like what you want to like. Believe me, in this case, when I'm asking in earnest how anyone got any joy out of that movie. I'm curious how it was possible. But look, I'll tell you about joy though. That's Allison Scagliotti. I love her. She was on Warehouse 13. Hubba hubba.
Yep.
Woo,
she's Jaina.
Gorgeous.
Yep.
Oh my. Oh my. Remember her from anyone watch Warehouse 13 up in Hill? You never seen that show. But she's the young super nerd on there. All right, Chris Persia. Take it easy, buddy. Have a good night.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, Joseph Jetta. I never liked Teen Titans Go. I never liked the other one either, the Teen Monkeys cartoon with the other animated Teen Titans cartoon. I never liked that animated style. I never liked them looking like the old manga manga style. Oh, yep. Oh, cool. J.T. Kirk said Warehouse 13 fan. I'm a new one. And then, oh, that's right. Hungry Boys see them all. Well, Allison Scagliotti is a hottie boy.
And then in season 11, they say Zan and Jane are shown to have been metahuman children on Earth who were evicted by their father for having powers. But the version of the pair, originally they were implied to be from another world and pass themselves off as humans of Swedish descent. So I guess they were on two episodes, it sounds like. Yep.
Didn't the Blago Batman movie? They were sort of on Justice League Unlimited, but not quite. There were characters similar to them that were supposed to be like knockoffs of them.
Yeah.
Yep, Allison.
Yeah, really here's what was canceled. Yeah, so 2002, DC EU film set around the Wonder Twins was announced to be in development. Yada yada yada.
Oh my God!
So they had picked KJ Apter was going to be. I guess it was going to be
Zan,
one of the Wonder Zan, and then Jana was going to be.
Yeah, she's cute enough.
Yep. The film was developed with an intended streaming release exclusive through HBO Max. Was canceled due to
One of
budget cuts.
those.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's not
Okay.
canceled. Not that pretty recently. Yeah.
Look at that comic. There's a Wonder Twins comic now.
Yeah.
Oh God, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Nah,
See,
well.
so this is when it was introduced. Yep. He worked on the upcoming at the time Black Adam. Yep. Yeah. So that got canceled. Now, actually, the funniest thing, the best thing to watch ever about the Wonder Twins was on G4 when they did the Wonder Twins. It was just I'll try to find the link, but it was just hysterical when I'm forgetting who the hosts were. The girl that played Psylocke. Why am I forgetting her name? I used to watch her every day on G4. You know who I'm talking about?
Olivia Munn.
Yeah, Olivia Munn. Yeah.
Okay.
So she played. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So let me do. Olivia Munn. We can't show the clip, obviously, but I'll put the link in. But that was probably one of the funniest clips ever of with these guys. Is here's the show. I'll put the show in. I actually have the whole show on YouTube. That's where I first started watching Chris Gore back in the day. So he was on G4 every night. Yep. So let's see. Maybe we can just show a pic. Maybe they've got a picture of them as the Wonder Twin. Oh, here we go.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Is that them? Let's see here. G4 one. Let me do G4 Wonder
What are you
Twins.
doing?
Oh, I'm looking. I wanted to show a picture. Here we go.
Why don't we? I can't see anything.
Sorry. No. I'm searching, but I don't want to show the video, so I'm just. I wanted to show a picture. Yep.
All I'm seeing is just wiki stuff.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Why is that on my background? Damn
Let's see what happened.
That's all right.
There we go. I didn't want to play. I don't want to play any videos, so I'm just trying to.
No, gotcha.
So this is the picture of them as the Wonder Twins, and they do elephant car wash. This is Olivia Munn, and for shame.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can't show the video.
I can't show the video.
Is Chris Gore there?
Chris Gore was always on this show. Yeah, he was on all the time. Yeah, he was great. It was great on this show. Yeah, doing his movie reviews, but then they do
something.
So they do an elephant car wash, like form of elephant. He's like form of water again, and she's spraying.
Shame for forgetting Olivia Munn. No kidding, man. What the hell's wrong with you?
What's going on with you, Mark? Come on. I just spent 6 hours in the car, so yeah, that's why.
Well, so did I.
See, but you're much sharper than me. Kevin Pereira is in. Kevin Pereira was great. Yeah.
Oh, Ida. Wow. Well,
so that's our Olivia Munn moment. How could I forget Olivia Munn's name?
Yeah.
No wonder I didn't want to miss that show. No wonder I missed that show. Yeah. God, I better drink some more iced tea here with a lot of caffeine in it.
Let's see how the poll's doing. Iced tea. That's what I need. All right. Wait a minute. Let's see. What the? Oh, let me refresh. Got to be more than that. What the hell's wrong with you? Cripes. All right. Okay, here we. Only 52 votes. All right. Now, 52 votes. The question was, which movie was the worst character destroyer? Man of Steel, The Force Awakens, Lost Jedi, Indy 5, audience, nothing. And that would be in first place with 56% still. The Lost Jedi coming, fighting back to try to get a respectable, the unrespectable. 19% in second place, of course, is Indiana Jones 5, audience, nothing. And then in a dead heat for last place, the Man of Steel is only 1% in front of the Force Awakens with a 12. There you go. May Lord have mercy on your heathen souls. They're all crapola. They're all crapola. Like I said, what did you vote for? Did you vote?
I voted for Lost Jedi.
A lot of people did, and it's very understandable.
Yep.
The reason why I even though what is that? Did you start something?
Oh yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
I was said if she had obsessive compulsive clobby, she would Olivia Monk. I like that. Good
That
one.
was very clever. Very clever.
It was. It was.
That's why I started.
Oh damn it! I hate when that happens because I always forgot where I was.
We're talking about the poll.
The only reason why I probably agree with you, but I went with Man of Steel is because I don't know something. It rubs me the wrong way. But like I said, the one thing I could use as devil's advocate against myself, against me putting Man of Steel or voting it instead of Last Jedi, is because, and it probably should be first. I could really understand it. It destroyed the character that the entire Star Wars foundation is. It is Luke Skywalker. And it was more egregious even than what they did to Indiana Jones, although he is, of course, the foundation of his franchise as well. Indiana Jones is what you call a spate of very popular movies. Is it quite on the phenomenon level of Star Wars? I would say no.
Yeah, nowhere near toys and pop culture.
Hugely popular. But it's not a pop culture phenomenon. It's more of it's a pop culture icon for sure. But Star Wars at its zenith was, and I say was, you can, if you want to say is, I won't split hairs, but a cultural phenom, the likes of which has never been seen and probably never will be seen again. And its very foundation is Luke Skywalker. That's about his story.
Yep.
And when you destroy him utterly, destroy someone, a fictional someone, but a someone nonetheless, a character that means so much to so many people, you've committed a crime. Maybe not illegal, technically illegal thing, but you've committed a crime against humanity. And you might laugh, that's hyperbole. I don't think it is. People, because a lot of people really loved Star Wars. Now, not in other words, even if they don't love Luke the best out of Star Wars, they still know Luke is Star Wars, and they love it for a lot of other reasons. But a lot of people hold it near and dear to their heart. When you fundamentally destroy the most important foundation of Star Wars, which is Luke Skywalker, then that's the biggest crime. Because again, Superman has comics. Hey, Westward Smile. I don't think we've seen you here before. Welcome. Superman has comics. A garbage, lousy, horrible movie that trashes him like Man of Steel, while terrible, is not the end of the world for the character. He's been around for at that point. At that point, it was almost 70-something years, and now it's like 80 years. That he can survive anything. He'll be ruined by a lot of idiots writing him. He can still survive that. And he's had a long life. He's been in thousands upon comics and movies and cartoons. Luke Skywalker has not had that luxury. Luke Skywalker has been in a few movies, yes, in some comics and books as well, but nowhere close to what Superman's had. So there, I think it's deserved that Last Jedi is the top of this poll.
Well, plus the other thing is too, Superman can come back with a new creative team, but Luke Skywalker
can never come back
unless rumors, unless Star Wars somehow gets sold, which I don't think will ever happen.
It's recast.
Or someone else owns Star Wars. I mean, the chances of that happening are, maybe 1 in a million. But with Disney owning Marvel and Star Wars, that's never going to happen. And they're moving forward with the EU stuff that remember they said they had no stories laid out for them, and now they're taking all these stories and they're using them with Rey instead of Luke. And George Lucas had his sequels planned out already. They were starting to work on them, and I guess he said he was he didn't want to, go through that another 10 years away from his family and taking up all that time, which I guess I can understand, but he didn't leave it in very good hands. Or you've got to say you put in the if it was that important to him, say you put in the contract you have to use my stories. I don't know if you could do that. I guess maybe you could. I'm not a lawyer,
Well,
but
I think he was having a temper tantrum and being a big baby about the way that the prequels were treated by some, not by me, but by some. And that's what happened. He was a tiff. Thank you, Westward Smiles. Good to see him. Glad you lurk, and I'm glad it's good to meet you. I think Lucas was having a temper tantrum against people who were against fans that were pretty. They were very cruel to the prequels. I don't hate them like a lot of people do, but
the people
I think
versus George Lucas, right?
And you had stuff like that, the documentary, yeah. And so he got tired of it, and he sold it to people that he later called, white slavers. Well, if they're that, why did you sell them? But this is his fault. I think he had a temper tantrum and sold it in a fit of anger. Again, I wasn't there. I can't. That's not a provable statement, but it's just that's what it felt like to me. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. Fine. It just felt that like that to me, and I got nothing for him. Look, I can love his creation and still think he's a putz because he is. He was creative in a lot of ways, and he did a lot of dumb shit. Star Wars turned out great because a lot of help from a lot of people. But you can't take anything away from him about it. But you can't give him 100% credit either.
And those prequels, I think they've aged pretty well. I mean, the second one I think is the weakest, but got to take those any day over the new stuff we got. It's always felt like Star Wars. The difference is you say, oh, that Jar Jar Binks was a horrible character, or that the Clone Wars, the romance stuff, the dialogue was horrible, but you still got some great action sequences. The Jedi battles were fantastic. I mean, that opening scene in the Phantom Menace. I was with my buddy who's a big Star Wars fan. Like, oh my god, this is so cool! These fighting the droidkas and all the, that whole Trade Federation scene. It was a great start to a movie, and of course, then it goes off the rails in some parts. But at least you get new worlds and new places to visit. I mean, you weren't stuck on Tatooine the whole time. You got the underwater world, and it was interesting. So.
It's got a lot of things you could criticize about it, and I agree with Westworld on that. Give me 100 Jar Jars over one Ray, but it doesn't make me. I'm not going to excuse Jar Jar for being annoying, but yeah, Ray's way worse. Everything about the sequel trilogy is worse than the prequel. I mean, because at least the prequel trilogy still belongs in the canon, whether it has its faults or violations or not. The sequel trilogy doesn't even count, but what he did to Luke, and I agree, Stephen M. Kalel, what was done to Luke Skywalker was cultural vandalism. It was more than that. It was insidious. This was done by, and Ruins Johnson's one thing, but you still blame KK because she hired the jackass.
And she must have approved it too, right? She must have a story approval, right?
Nothing gets past. Nothing makes it onto the screen if she doesn't approve it. So he doesn't get to film that crap unless she's okay with it. So it's her fault. She let it happen. She's the boss. She's the head coach. So that means even if what's his face is calling the plays, it's on her because she hired him and she didn't stop him. So yeah, and there you go. And it's just. This is a guy that wanted to wreck something that a lot of people love. That's all the only conclusion you can make. So it's not like a situation. Let's take again Joel Schumacher. I'll go back to him. When he made Batman and Robin, which a lot of us thought rightly so was a terrible movie. It was wrong. It was just the wrong time to make a movie that's just a spoof, trying to be like the old Batman TV show, which we love. He made just an awful, putrid movie. It's bad. But he thought, Batman Forever was kind of over the top too. But this was worse. It was really stupid. But he later thought he was under pressure to kind of make it more like that. And he said, he went overboard. He later said, I never intended to hurt anybody's, or feelings or offend anyone. And if he did that, I apologize. He apologized for Batman Forever, which was a movie that was getting savaged by fans and everybody, and people made a joke about it. And years later, he started seeing that the movie was a joke, and everyone thought it was bad, and it cost him. I guess it cost him some work. But he came out and he said, look, I thought that was what we needed to do with the movie. Turns out I'm wrong, and everyone hated it, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. It's like, man, that's a class act right there.
Yeah.
He didn't say, I hate Batman, and I'm going to make fun of him and screw him up and piss all those Batman fans off. That's not what he was doing. But that's what Ruins Johnson was doing. That's even what Jar Jar Abrams was doing with not only with Star Trek, but he was doing it with Star Wars as well. And Kathleen Kennedy. These people hate the fans, hate them. And how many times since then, before, yes, but since then, even more so, have we seen these things done by idiots who hate fans? Loki, what's up, brother? My good buddy Stone Loki's in here.
Hey, Loki.
He says, The Lost Jedi in the lead. Yep, never walked out of the theater feeling a shell-shocked. I think I never walked. That's probably the same thing I was as well. That we may have been at the same time, Loki. When I walked out, I was ready to punch. When I walked out of The Force Awakens, I was pissed off. I hated it. I wanted to throw up. I was mad. But when I walked out of the last Lost Jedi, I wanted somebody to walk up to me and take a poke at me so I could beat the living. I mean, I wanted to fight, and I didn't care who it was. I wanted to beat something. I wanted to beat my car. I wanted to beat the nearest, pillar. I wanted to, and so if I know,
I had to see that movie. I had to see that movie twice in a row too, because that was back when you went to see the movies at midnight. So you go see it at midnight. Then the kids and my wife wanted to go, like the new Star Wars movie. You got to go see it the next day. And I was like, oh my God, I got to sit through this movie again. Please save me. It's, I hated it.
Why did you have to go again? What was the reason?
Well, because I would go at midnight with my buddy who I go see all, the Star Wars, Marvel movies with. So you can't take your, your 10-year-old, 12-year-old kids to the midnight showing.
Oh shit!
Okay. So I would always do that. I go to the midnight show, and then I buy tickets the next day for the family, and the kids that would go, and same thing with the Clone Wars, the Star Wars movie. The worst was the Clone Wars.
I went to that.
You'd have to see it back to back. Yeah. So
well, it was horrible. And I don't know why they hate it. Well, Westward, I think they hate us because they hate us. I mean, they hate us because I can't give you too many good reasons other than fans make demands. Fans want what they want, and when they don't like it, they get cranky, and we complain. And I guess I don't know. I remember, but the thing is, with Force Awakens, it kept as it gone on, and pissed me off. With the Last Dead guy, I mean, the second he throws that lightsaber over his shoulder, I'm ready. I yelled, man. I yelled. I said, "What in the?" I'm not going to say what I said here. What in the mother of? I mean, boy,
and the whole movie, you're waiting to see Luke Skywalker again, and that's all you get. That's all you get. You're like, what? That's all I get. What do you? Just that he flips his lightsaber away? Are you kidding me? What a MacGuffin that was. And then Mark Hamill, imagine all the press he had to do and all this stuff, and just not lie, but just he's like, he's not even in the movie. I mean, so I guess hopefully he got paid a lot, because when, as I mentioned before, my brother-in-law was filming special features for Star Wars, and he filmed the segment with Luke Skywalker, aka Mark Hamill, and he was kind of bitter about how much these guys didn't get paid. Their likenesses were given away. Part of that you could blame the contract, but of course, who knew what the toys would be worth? So these guys actors only got paid when the movies were in theaters, but they made bazillions of dollars off of their likenesses. So he wasn't too. Of course, when the cameras rolled, he was a lot different, but he was making some jibes, which I won't repeat on air, about George Lucas, so which was kind of fun. And my brother-in-law, if you're listening, you still owe me for not taking me to that shoot. So
yes. Well, there you go. At least he didn't make you go watch the Return. It was Lost Dead guy.
Yeah.
a third time. All right, we're gonna finish. I'm gonna close up the poll here. All right,
Vote while you can.
vote early, vote often. So, all right, closed it up. 54 votes. The question, of course, was which movie was the worst character destroyer? I was going to put character assassination, but I thought the algorithm might not like it. Number one, in first place, the piece of filthy, trashy, scummy ass, garbagey, filthy piece of maggot-infested drivel. KKK, you suck. Ryan Johnson, burn in the everlasting flames of damnation. The Lost Jedi. In second place, Old Deanna Bones and the dial-up of dysentery, piece of garam, drivelly, filthy, stupid-ass, boring, make you want to chop your own head off with a Pez dispenser, garbagey, filthy, asinine, maggoty, crap box piece of freaking ass, trashy, filthy, disgusting, diapery, garbagey from crap, filthy, freaking hell. Indy 5, audience 0. Number, that's 18% in second place. Where was, okay. In third place, Man of Stool, piece of goddamn trashy, disgusting non-Superman movie. A horrifically piece of dog crap, snidery, shit-ass, filthy, disgusting, wormy, maggot-infested, drivelly, crappity, more maggots. I like maggots a lot, so we're going to infest this with even more maggots. Maggots this and maggots that. Screw you, you piece of friggin' trash, Man of Stool, at 14%. Where was, okay. And then in fifth place, the farce of Braken's freaking goddamn crapola from hell, piece of shit, 11%. All right, there we go. Over the top?
No, not over the top. No.
No, it was perfect, wasn't it? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I got a little carried away there, folks, but, you know, I didn't make up those titles. It's not like I made those titles up. They did. So I just want you to know that was not
That's
me
the official.
at all.
That appears
Right.
under all the DVDs
Yes.
when you go to buy the DVDs. Yeah.
Those are the official titles. I didn't make them up or anything. I mean, just, this is the way they are.
Yeah.
Those movies. You may think I don't like those movies. See, a lot of people don't know these movies are maggot infested, though. Long-haired, maggot-infested, dope smoking, plastic banana, good time rock and roll types. Remember that?
Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, dittos. Yeah, what a talented guy he was. I miss him every day. Yeah.
Me too. Eric, yes.
He was only around for some of this stuff going on.
God, we
today.
need him. He set us up for it.
So what they found in the White. I know we don't do politics. We're just joking about what they found in the White House over the weekend. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I did. It was sweet and low, right? It was
they
splendid.
would have had some good jokes about that. Yeah.
Well, my dear friends, it's great to see you all here tonight. I guess I made enough complaints. It was a wild card Wednesday night, so last moment I decided to bitch about our heroes that have been destroyed in movies. Bottom line is, at least there's some justice, because even though when you factor in a lot of things, The Last Jedi did not do that well. It still made over $1 billion, that kind of crap. It took a while to get from here to there to here. So now we didn't get to enjoy seeing The Last Jedi tank the way we would have liked. But in Banana Jones, Old Deanna Bones, and the dial-up of dysentery, this movie that does infest your eyes with maggots if you watch it too much. Indiana Jones and the Phoebe Fleabag of whatever. Anyway, it's bombing bad, folks. It's just gonna lose money, hand under fist, really.
It was a very expensive movie to make too.
Very expensive. Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you have to reshoot.
Allegedly $300 million. So far, I think it's only made total, $154 million. So
yeah, it's done.
That's big time. big time losses on
Yeah,
that front. So
it's had it. Yeah. So anyway,
yeah.
Chief Engineer, what you got going on? Anything you want to tell us about?
Well, we'll be looking forward to the clubhouse tomorrow night, but it's my mom's birthday, so happy
Hey,
birthday, mom! So I might be
happy birthday,
only there
Mom.
for part of it. So of course, mom comes first, obviously,
Well,
and
of course.
yep, and she's turning 29 again. So
All right.
congratulations on that. And
Happy
of course,
birthday, Mark's mom.
we'll be back for Sunday night geekery. So looking forward to that, and kind of pausing my doing all my toy videos because I got zinged for having commercial content directed at kids. Although it's my
That's
on my
ridiculous.
which is kind of nuts. I got to appeal that decision. Hopefully a human looks at that, but they said it was commercial content. So I don't know how else you're supposed to show action figures without having it considered commercial, but I got to stop doing that for a while so I can come up with a a disclaimer and figure out what happened. So hopefully I get some good news, and I got to figure out how to appeal that decision. But it's it was a bummer, but a lot worse things can happen in life. So, but yeah, it was kind of nuts. Yeah.
Well, there
So,
you
but
go.
just in
Well,
case anyone was wondering what happened. So I got
no, I hear
notices
you.
that
That sucks.
memberships were suspended. So yep. So
Sorry about
but
that.
but thank you for that, hunky boy. It says happy birthday, Mark's mom. Yep, thank you.
Yes,
Yep.
indeed. Well, show notes, folks. Let's see here. Tomorrow night again, the clubhouse with Raquel, and I guess Mark will be there for a while. We hope so.
Yep.
Usual stuff, reviews, and having fun. That's 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then, of course, I should also tomorrow at 4 Central till 6 Central. I'll be a guest on the great WDW Pros show on their panel with them. Then right after that, I'll be on Tom's show with Midnight's Edge After Dark for a while. And then, of course, the clubhouse, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same. Clobby time, same. Clobby channel. And Friday night, I'll be hanging with the great 32 Flavors and Nick Weiser at his great channel for the comic shop, with the comic shop boys for comic shop talk Friday night with the great D. Bud Martin joining us to talk of 4 more issues of the Amazing Spider-Man, the Ditko run. Then, let me see here. Up and you. Saturday night Star Trek. This is it, folks. The end. The finale, the series finale of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. That's it. It's over.
You must be very sad about that. Leaving Deep Space Nine behind.
Well, to close the chapter on this journey we're doing, it's pretty. It's gratifying to be doing that. So
yeah, it's impressive.
It's something. How long we got a long way to go, a long road, but we're past the halfway point. So that's that. Sunday night, I assume we're having the geekery, right?
Yep.
Sunday night geekery on Mark D's Amazing Channel, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We shall be there.
And Toxic Tuesday. Sorry, Toxic Tuesday with Nick. We're doing Invasion USA.
Oh, it's back? Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'm assuming it's back. But
can we skip
when we we might take a hiatus. But yeah, so you have to be there because Chuck Norris will track you down if you don't watch it. Yep.
Joe Dredd, the judge buddy, says, can we skip Voyager and go directly to Enterprise? Buddy, I would love to. No one would love to do that more than me. I love Enterprise. I'm not the biggest Voyager guy, but we have some Voyager fans around here, though. So I'm afraid not. We're committed to do it all 7:35. I'm so look, I'm looking forward to it. Hell, look, just a few months back, because I was getting just kind of a bit tired of the monotony. Hey, DJ Ronnie G, of the monotony of DS9. I went and binged all of Enterprise for like the 15 millionth time. Nothing tops the original series for me, but I love Enterprise. And these other ones are going to be a slog, but DJ Ronnie G said he can tolerate V'ger, so there you go. I can handle V'ger. I mean, we'll see. It'll be a change of pace. Then it might get old. Anyway, let's see. Monday afternoon. Or Monday's a double feature. I don't have a thing created for it yet. We're going to be on Earth B. J-Man and I will have a Bob Haney comic that is yet to be determined what it is at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then at 9 p.m. Central, next week on Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk. It's the 60th anniversary of two of Marvel's most important titles, X-Men #1 and Avengers #1. Both came out this month, maybe even the same week, in 1963. So comics fans, Marvel fans, yep. I think it's going to be fun. Just talk a little bit about two of the most important comics Marvel ever did. So what's that?
Milestone issues. Yep, milestone issues for sure.
I'm going to the liquor store to tolerate Voyager. Hey, well, look at it this way. After the first 3 seasons, you get to see 7 of 9. Yeah.
That's when I got in trouble for that show. My wife came in and said, "What are you watching? What's on the screen?" Because remember her skin tight outfit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I remember again when that show was on the air in the later seasons. When she was on there, and I wasn't watching it. Look, to me, I was real Trek, and I didn't care about Voyager. I watched the first couple of years earlier, and then just kind of bowed out. And I had a buddy of mine that I got him a job at a friend's comic shop. And I remember I would go in there on, I think it was Wednesday nights. That was when the new comics were coming out, I believe. And, I would go off work. I'd always pick them up. We'd go pick up food. We'd go back to my apartment. We'd go sit and watch stuff, and eating. So I got one, I would get there and I noticed all of them are the guys, it's at night, and Voyager's on. And I'm like, so why are you guys watching that shit? Well, what do you mean why? And I remember getting annoyed and was like, why are you watching this crap? And I said, look, that's why. And they point, I looked up, and they're 7 of 9. They're transfixed, man. They're like,
and they're gawking away.
I'm like, whoa. I'm like, oh. And I said, who is she? And they explained, she's a regular? Holy mother of God. And yep, she gave us the worst president or second worst. Anyway, and
she was married to a senator. Yep, that's right.
We don't want to go there. All right, everybody. So I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. Shout out the great wrenches that we have, of course, the great Eric K. and Chris Persia, D. Bud Martin, Lord Thoth, the great J-Man, Hungry Boy, Stephen Callell, Maddie's Daddy, Fanty Outside, EMX Redstone. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. Everyone, really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Of course, tomorrow night we'll get you all shouted out, and it'll be a lot of fun. And we'll talk more about Joseph Dredd. Yes, you're right. It's a shame. She is somewhat to blame for that, or partially. All right. So, all right, everyone. Thank you for being with us tonight. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Take care, and we'll hope we see you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody. Clobberin.
I just love clobbering time. It's clobbering time! Clobberonimo! I I just love clobbering time.